Good evening, my fellow exorcists, and welcome to the Lair of Filmery. Now, just so you guys know, this video is going to be a little different from our usual reviews because I figured it was time that we take a look back at one of the happiest times of many of our childhoods. Now, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, but I really couldn't find anyone to do it with. So, sadly, you're going to have to listen to me rant about this on my own, like usual. Tonight, we are going to talk about the many different cartoons that used to be on Cartoon Network and how the channel has completely changed for the worse. I'm like in my 20s, so again, I guess some of the topics for what's going on with Cartoon Network might not really pertain to me because everyone's gonna yell at me that, dude, or girl, you're 22, why should these cartoons matter to you? Well, dear viewer, the reason for this is because this is the channel that I grew up with, and even adults can like cartoons, so get over yourself, brah. Since I'm a 2000s kid, I did miss a lot of the really good shows that were on TV, like The Flintstones, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd and Eddy, The Jetsons, Jody and the Pussycats, earlier episodes of Samurai Jack, and all the really good cartoon shows like What a Cartoon, where they would show us these really amazing concepts of cartoons that sadly some of them didn't make it, while others like the Powerpuff Girls came on. But again, I was born in 2000, so I got to see a lot of these on reruns. I got to see the earlier versions of Grim and Evil / The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I got to enjoy Codename Kids Next Door for what it was and for the longest time before it ended. I got to see the original, well, you guys have heard me talk about the original Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I grew up with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, Camp Lazlo, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, Squirrel Boy, Chowder, Ben 10, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, The Secret Saturdays, Adventure Time, Ben 10, Ultimate Alien, Generator Rex, Regular Show, Symbiotic Titan, The Problem Solvers, which was one of my least favorite shows because they had a character that looked like a butt. I guess it was supposed to be funny, but also it was a low-rated one. The equally stupid show, The Secret Mountain Force Awesome. I just watched Steven Universe recently. The Justice League shows, The Looney Tunes, Crypto the Superdog, Batman the Brave and the Bold when it was coming out, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. God, there's a lot that I grew up with. I also watched, like, the, Destroy, Build, Destroy, Dude, What Would Happen, and, Level Up. Some of the funniest shows that I remember from that era. Like, I was, like, 9 years old, and this is around the time that I started really getting to horror movies and live-action movies, and because of this, I didn't really mind the live-action block that Cartoon Network did. I mean, I hear a lot of people throwing shade at it, attacking it, trying to destroy it, and honestly, I don't really think I minded it. I liked seeing the challenges. I liked seeing the Mythbusters-esque shows, and I kind of was sad that they got rid of a lot of those shows. Just because of all the hate it was getting for not being cartoons. So, yeah, guys, I grew up with a lot of the really good shows that came out. I mean, I remember watching all the Camp Lazlo episodes late at night, or I also remember growing up watching What's New, Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network, because my cousin and I were so into that show, and while she was growing up and going off to college, I regained that joy, and I got to watch a lot of these really good cartoon shows on Cartoon Network. It was either that, or I'd watch the Disney live-action shows and the few cartoons they had, or some Nickelodeon shows that a lot of people have talked about, which I will get to the Disney Channel and I will get to Nickelodeon later on, because Nickelodeon's going to be a lot longer episode, because I also watch the game shows and the Teen Nick and Nicktoons shows for that, so we'll brush that off for now and talk about that on a later date. Oh, there was one other one I never mentioned, the Teen Titans TV show, which was constantly on. They had Goosebumps. God, there was just so many really good shows that they added on there, and just so many are gone or left way too soon because Cartoon Network decided to go into a different era of cartoons. Like they created a different show for the channel, like Boomerang. They created Toonami. They created Adult Swim, which I wasn't allowed to watch as a young kid, which, trust me, we all tried to sneak on and go watch it as kids late at night, just because we weren't allowed to. But there was just so much out there that I can't help myself but look at the old nostalgic cartoons, try and go back and watch some of them. Recently I've been watching, they show really old cartoons and really old commercials and bumpers from the different channels and different, it's called Dell Fan Productions. But yeah, they show a lot of the old cartoons, and I can't help myself but watch all the old Cartoon Network bumpers and introductions, and just, God. I mean, honestly, the one thing I missed the most was how creative Cartoon Network would get with their bumpers. Like, this one huge series they would call Cartoon City, or CN City, where we could watch all our favorite cartoon characters interacting. It was just so much out there that we're missing. Kids these days are missing out on, and now we've got shows like Clarence, we've got Uncle Grandpa, we've got The Amazing World of Gumball, we've got the constant hours of Teen Titans Go, in my opinion, one of the worst fucking shows to come out of the new block of Cartoon Network. You've got Craig of the Creek. Let's be honest, half the time Cartoon Network has gotten a little less creative than it used to be. I mean, they came up this one idea years ago where they babify the characters. Like Disney was doing it, Cartoon Network was doing it, some Nickelodeon shows were doing it. And that's how we got shows like Baby Looney Tunes, the Muppet Babies. Certain shows just disappeared way too soon or got canceled way too soon. Like, look at Symbiotic Titan or Mecha MLX, I think it was called. And they only got like 3-4 episodes, maybe Symbiotic Titan a little later. And those were some really good mech TV shows that were trying to bring back the spark of the mech anime that came out around that time, like Gundam, Voltron, the Power Rangers. Similar to that, Samurai Jack was around for a while, and they canceled that and then finally brought it back and gave us a finale on Adult Swim a while ago, and that was a whole big thing where they were trying to bring back the love of the dystopian future genre and the samurai genre, which was slowly dying out around that time. Also, there was the Courage the Cowardly Dog. My God, that show was just so amazing and so scary when I just love the way they use the CGI and the different art forms to make the monsters. Most notable episode was the King Tut's Curse, which everybody remembers. Kids Next Door, honestly, I used to try and find ways to make little gadgets similar to what they'd make in the show. That's just, for a kid, shows like that were so fascinating with how creative the weapons were, how creative watching these kids Fight Adults was. There was also Shaolin Monks. There was it was Hero 108. It had a very similar concept to Shaolin Showdown and Codename Kids Next Door, and with the Weapon of the Week, or it was, I guess you could also say it was very similar to Ninjago, where they'd go hunt these certain weapons to try and prevent the villain of the week from trying to capture it and destroy the world. Also, I'm remembering a lot of the shows that came over from Canada that were really fun to watch on that show, like 16s, the show about maybe 17s going through a mall, spending their time every day, just living their lives. Yeah, like, it was fun growing up with that. I mean, I wasn't a teenager at that time. I think I was like 10 or 12 watching it. I also watched the Total Drama Island. Like, I was a super fan for that. I would constantly, every weekend, I would wait for it to come on, and let's be honest, but the new iteration they did, Total Drama Rama, is like other shit. Like, I get they were trying to take the idea of babifying the characters like other shows have done, but they definitely did it a lot worse. Like, if you want to watch a Total Drama Island series, or a Total Drama series, I guess you would say, you're expecting it to be more like the original ones, like Total Drama Action, Total Drama Island, Total Drama World Tour, where they took the idea of shows like Survivor and they would put them through these gross challenges, and again, they had the World Tour one where they would go to every country and perform these challenges. And just, I was so fascinated with it. I was also, like, in elementary school, I would do stupid shit, like this whole gag with a fry, and I was trying to perform the marshmallow ceremony from the end of the show, and just, I miss shows like that. Like, this was when cartoons were getting so creative and so interesting. I mean, yeah, some of them would recycle old ideas, like the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, which would recycle old Batman episodes from the animated series and bring in new characters, iterations of Scooby-Doo that would just pop up on there. I mean, that's where most people learned about Popeye, the Peanuts. They'd learn about shows like Yogi Bear on there. Mad, which was a really funny show, taking the idea of the Mad magazines and bringing them onto cartoons and just playing them out. This was the channel where you'd learn about a lot of the most popular cartoons, whether you were my age, born in the 2000s, or you were like from the 90s, where you would learn about your parents who either grew up in the 70s or grew up in the 80s. You get to see a lot of the cartoons they fell in love with, and just, you can see from the quality of those cartoons that everyone was a lot more creative than they were today. Like, a lot of cartoons nowadays are continuing the idea of the weird family, or they're taking the idea of kids turning their backyard into a playground. But yeah, there were a lot of shows out there that were taking ideas, and now these ideas are being recycled over and over again. Also, we've got the multiple reboots that are coming out. Like I said previously, Teen Titans Go, which is a much more childish, much more annoying version of the amazing Teen Titans show that came out in the 2000s. Apparently, they're doing another Tom and Jerry reboot. I think they're doing some kind of a play on the Wacky Races now, where it's its own show. They're doing Wizard of Oz now, like some weird Dorothy child show. I mean, actually, half the time, and many YouTubers and many other people have mentioned this, but half the time they're just showing episodes of The Amazing World of Gumball or Teen Titans Go, and it's just multiple blocks of that, where they're not even coming up with anything new, or they're not even really showing the older cartoons, and I get it. I get the idea that not everyone wants to see the old cartoons, not everyone wants to relive the 90s, not everyone wants to relive the early 2000s and watch the same thing over and over again. But this was the Cartoon Network where you could find all these shows, and I get it. Now we've got HBO Max where you can watch some of them. But that's not the point. The point is, now we can't watch them with the fun bumpers that would come on right after announcing, coming up next, the Flintstones, or Johnny Bravo, or Quick Draw McGraw. Just all these shows will never be shown on Cartoon Network again, when I mean, it's a little boring watching the same thing over and over again with the same Teen Titans episodes. That's why so many people are leaving TV and so many are leaving these channels to go watch whatever they want on like streaming services because they're actually doing something new. They're trying to make new shows that are a lot more fun than watching whatever keeps the ratings up. And now it's just, coming up next is Teen Titans Go. And after that, Teen Titans Go. And more Teen Titans Go. No, that is not how Cartoon Network should be. And I get it. Again, I've mentioned this at the beginning. I'm some 20-something-year-old talking about cartoons, reminiscing about the good old days when you could watch something new on Cartoon Network. And let's be honest, when I was like 16 or 17, I would still look forward to Cartoon Network hoping there was something new. Like, they still had new shows like a regular show, Adventure Time. I know that Cartoon Network can do better. There are so many shows that they've made in the early 2010s, and now they're just settling for the same old thing over and over again. Like, do we want kids growing up bored of the same shows and just... Honestly, I'm starting to believe the idea that Cartoon Network is finally dying off. Like, it's had a really good run for, I don't know, like 40 years, maybe 50 years. And now all the good cartoons are being put on HBO Max or all these other streaming services, and people are just gonna forget Cartoon Network exists completely. This is why we're moving away from cable TV. Because at least streaming services know how to do new things, or are taking all the old creators and newer creators that used to make all these good shows on Cartoon Network and putting them on these streaming services where they can make shows like, from regular show, we got shows like Close Enough with Craig McCracken making that. Sadly getting these new reboots of the Powerpuff Girls that don't hold up to the old stories. And again, there are so many other shows that got canceled for very stupid reasons, like merchandise and other things that a lot of people liked, and then ended up leaving the channel because they are gone. Also, you can look at like Toonami. Right now, they're playing mostly One Piece or this newer show called Shenmue, and they're redoing episodes of Attack on Titan. Like, that's getting boring too. They're running out of ideas and just showing the same thing over and over again, and I get it. Nobody's watching cable anymore, but that doesn't mean you can't try. Anyway, I'm going into a rant, and mainly this was supposed to be talking about my nostalgia of Cartoon Network and what I liked about it, but it's turning into a whole big thing about streaming services versus cable and why new cartoons need to be made. But my point is, this channel used to be really fun and really creative and really interesting, and now half the time with like the bumpers, you're just getting the Cartoon Network sign, the newer one, instead of like the Yes era or the creative little white blobs that would take on the characteristic of other characters from the cartoons. Or again, Cartoon City, which was really popular, and I get it. That can only go on for so long, but it was amazing. And I don't know. I don't know anymore. I mean, that's why I don't even watch Cartoon Network anymore, because it's just all the same shit. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little notification bell for more of our content. And if you have a favorite cartoon, put it down in the comments section, because I really want to hear how you guys are feeling about what's happened to Cartoon Network over the years and what you miss about it. What shows you miss seeing on it. What made you leave the channel completely? What made you not want to watch Cartoon Network anymore? Did you grow out of it? Or is it just the dumb choices that they're making? Let me know. Have a great night, guys.